Unitarian Universalism, UU, is a liberal religious movement that values a free search for truth and meaning, drawing from diverse sources like personal experience and world religions. It's a creedless faith that supports spiritual growth and social justice, originating from the merger of American Unitarianism and Universalism in 1961.
Unitarianism, before the merger, had four core principles that lent themselves to ecotheology: reason and rational inquiry, pursuit of spiritual truth, individual conscience, ethical responsibility, as did Universalism's inherent worth, divine love, interconnectedness, and social justice.
After the merger, the Unitarian Universalists now have their 7 principles. Inherent worth. Every person has inherent worth and dignity. Justice and compassion. Human relations should be governed by justice, equity, and compassion. Acceptance and growth. We accept one another and encourage spiritual growth. Truth and meaning. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning is essential. Democracy. The right of conscience and use of the democratic process are vital. World community. The goal is a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Respect for nature. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence is crucial.
The 7th principle: respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. This principle highlights the interconnectedness of all living things and the environment, underscoring the need to respect and care for the natural world.
Ecotheology is a theological perspective that examines the relationship between religious beliefs and practices and the Earth's ecology. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all creation and critiques the role of human-centered theology in environmental degradation. Ecotheology advocates for a spiritual and ethical response to environmental issues, calling for stewardship that respects and preserves the natural world.
UU Ministry for Earth. History. Starting in 1989, the UUA General Assembly in New Haven, Connecticut introduces the UUs to themes like ecology, theology, and environmental justice. The 7th Principle Project releases the Green Sanctuary Handbook in 1991, integrating religious aspects, education, administration, and community action. Reverend Bob Murphy, Rachel Stark, and Brian Roxanne Reddington Wild are credited for this initiative. In 1993, Reverend Bob Murphy and Reverend Marjorie Bowens Wheatley introduced a General Assembly resolution on environmental justice adopted in 1994. Singer and songwriter Jim Scott becomes an active member, serving as co-chair for the ministry. In 1999, Reverend Fred Schell Small inspired UUs at the UUA General Assembly in Salt Lake City with a call to action for a national environmental program. Gisela Bear introduced a study action issue on responsible consumption, adopted a statement of consciousness in 2001. Also in 2001, Jim Scott organizes stakeholders to create an updated Green Sanctuary Handbook published by the 7th Principle Project. The organization becomes a UUA affiliate and hires Reverend Catherine Jesch as office manager and Green Sanctuary program manager. 2002, Reverend Catherine Jesch becomes director of environmental ministry. The 7th Principle Project certifies the first 5 UU congregations as green sanctuaries. In 2003, UUA General Assembly Boston answers 7th Principle Project's call to Green, the Unitarian Universalist annual meeting. 2005, the 7th Principle Project becomes Unitarian Universalist Ministry for Earth. In 2006, the UUMFE played a key role in passing a statement of conscience on global warming climate change, marking a milestone in environmental activism within the UU faith. They supported carbonfund.org, facilitate partnerships with the UUA, and offer options to offset carbon emissions at General Assembly. Collaborations with UUA and Earth Day Network include activities through April, and on Earth Day, Sunday service packet. In 2007, UUMFE and the UUA partnered with local evangelical interfaith community allies for the first GA public witness in Portland, Oregon. The gathering focused on global warming and environmental justice. In 2008, Green Sanctuary Program Administration transfers to UUA. UUA General Assembly Fort Lauderdale selects ethical eating, food, and environmental justice as new study action issue. UUMFE recommends Van Jones as Ware lecturer. He issues inspiring call for environmental justice. UUMFE hires Sabrina Louise as office manager. In 2009, Rowan Van Ness joined UUMFE as Program Associate for Environmental Justice. UUMFE collaborated with UU organizations to promote environmental justice and celebrate its 20th anniversary. In 2010, 3 districts host environmental conferences. With UUMFE, over 150 congregations register Earth Day activities focused on ethical eating. 90 congregations join 350.org's global work parties on 10-10-10, and UUMFE forms the Climate Justice Collaborative with UU partners. In 2011, UUMFE publishes Sacred Waters materials for Earth Day and partnered with Barbara Ford to offer a new experiential workshop, Staying Present for a Troubled World, which is based on the work of Joanna Macy. 2012, UUMFE publishes Our Place in the Web of Life curriculum, authored by Pamela Spar and Dr. Mark A. Hicks, organizes the new network UU Young Adults for Climate Justice, and hires the first coordinator, Reverend Jennifer Nordstrom. In 2013, UUMFE started focusing on sustainable communities for Earth Day materials and arranged environmental justice tours of Louisville for General Assembly. They also secured a reduced fee license for UU congregations to screen the documentary Bitter 70 about activist Tim DeChristopher. In 2014, UUMFE and partners host a UU Environmental Justice Conference in Detroit. They become a sponsor of the Commit to Respond Climate Justice campaign and support the UUA business resolution and fossil fuel divestment. UUMFE hires Allie Tharp as the UUA YA CJ network coordinator, launching initiatives like the 100 Worship Services for Climate Justice campaign and an interfaith service in New York City. In 2015, UUMFE supported Climate Justice Month and Commit to Respond campaign by organizing an environmental justice tour in Portland, Oregon during General Assembly. They also backed the passing of a UUA General Assembly Action of Immediate Witness to act on climate and partnered with UUYACJ for the GROW Climate Justice Training with the UU College of Social Justice for Young Adults. In 2016, Allie Tharp takes on roles at UUMFE, partnering with UUA Green Sanctuary Program and UUA United Nations Office. UUMFE engages in environmental justice initiative and sends representatives to COP22 in Morocco. In 2017, UUMFE and UUYACJ participate in the People's Climate March in Washington, D.C., collaborate with various organizations, coordinate climate justice workshops at General Assembly, and promote environmental themes through community arts projects. UUYACJ adopts the sociocracy governance model. Allie Tharp becomes UUMFE program director, and they co-sponsor the Justice for #EachGeneration campaign, supporting youth suing the United States government for a livable climate. 2018, the UUMFE endorsed the #NoKXL promise to protect. UUMFE supports UUs at COP24. 2019, UUMFE continues the EJPN program and rises in solidarity with the Wet Sweat and People's Fighting the Coastal GasLink pipeline. 2020 activities. UUMFE and partners co-hosted a webinar series with the Carrizo Comcrudo Tribe of Texas. UUMFE and UUYACJ welcomed 2 interns. UUMFE and UUYACJ supported the Intergenerational Spring Seminar hosted by the UU Office at the United Nations. UUYACJ convened a discussion group for movement generations Just Transition course. In November, UUMFE and partners organized The Harvest, the Power, Justice, Convergence, and Teach-In. In 2021, UUMFE endorses the Climate President Action Plan and joins the Stop the Money Pipeline Coalition. Paula Cole-Jones and Rashid Sheikh co-convene a new BIPOC caucus on climate justice. Reverend Daniel Lawler joins UU-MFE as co-director for development. In 2022, the Unitarian Universalist Association appoints Rachel Mislivy as a full-time climate justice organizer. Allie Tharp transitions to interfaith community organizing at Green Faith. Reverend Louis Inaza Ardizone becomes the interim consultant minister, working on a curriculum development and launching the monthly musings and small group ministry resource. In 2023, UU Climate Justice Coalition undergoes a 6-month retreat to enhance partnership. The UU Ministry for Earth receives a bequest from the UU Congregation of Queens for Environmental Justice. Reverend Kelly Dignon is appointed co-director for programming, focusing on spiritual care for climate activists and building coalition capacity.